What if the very power that others fear within you is the same force that can set you free? What if the shadows you try to hide are not curses, but secret gateways to your deepest light? I invite you now to stay with me until the very end of this journey, because within the heart of Scorpio lives a truth that few ever speak of, and once you hear it, you will never see yourself in the same way again. Scorpio, the sign of mystery, intensity, and rebirth, is one of the most misunderstood guardians of the Zodiac. People call it dark, controlling, jealous, even dangerous. But beneath the surface lies a treasure, 6 hidden powers that almost no one knows about. These are not ordinary qualities. They are sacred forces, rare abilities that can change destinies, heal invisible wounds, and bring light to the places that others are afraid to enter. Every Scorpio carries these codes within their soul, but most have never been told how rare, how extraordinary, how transformative they really are. And if you are Scorpio, or if you love someone who is, this message is for you, because you are about to witness what it truly means to be born under the sign that walks between worlds. The power of Scorpio is not about fear. It is about faith, resilience, and the ability to rise from ashes again and again. It is about walking into the darkness, not to be consumed by it, but to emerge holding a flame that can guide others. In every challenge, in every heartbreak, in every secret that Scorpio has carried, there is an invitation to become something greater, something eternal. Stay close, breathe with me, and let your heart open as we step into this sacred path together, for we are about to reveal the 6 hidden powers of Scorpio, one by one, with the reverence they deserve. Each revelation is not only information, it is initiation, it is transformation. And the moment you hear them, a part of you will recognize what you always knew deep inside. If you already feel this truth awakening within you, write in the comments, "I recognize my power." Power 1. The power of shadow alchemy. Scorpio carries within its essence one of the rarest and most sacred gifts of all, the power of shadow alchemy. This gift is not written in books, and it is not easily explained with logic. It is something that must be lived, something that pulses in the very blood of those who are born under this sign. While many signs of the Zodiac prefer to escape from darkness or pretend it does not exist, Scorpio does the opposite. Scorpio turns toward it, looks straight into it, and chooses to walk through it. And what happens in that moment is nothing less than miraculous. To understand shadow alchemy, imagine life as a vast garden. Some plants thrive in the sunlight, growing tall and open for everyone to see. But deep beneath the soil, hidden from the eyes of the world, seeds rest in darkness. These seeds cannot sprout in the light until they first surrender to the mystery of the underground. Scorpio is that seed. Scorpio knows that the soil of darkness is where the most powerful transformation takes place. Pain, betrayal, endings, heartbreak, fear, all of these experiences become the fertile ground where Scorpio learns to grow stronger roots. This is why Scorpio is often tested in life more than others. Where another person might avoid suffering, Scorpio experiences it fully, and through that experience, Scorpio learns to transform. What could destroy another, Scorpio uses as fuel. Every scar becomes a sacred tattoo, not of weakness but of resilience. Every tear becomes a river that carries wisdom. This is shadow alchemy, the power to take what was meant to break you and turn it into a force that builds you instead. Think of the image of the phoenix, the mythical bird that burns in its own fire only to rise from the ashes. That is not just a symbol, it is a mirror of Scorpio's life. Scorpios may go through cycles of destruction, but they never remain destroyed. They emerge again, radiant, unrecognizable from who they were before. And every time they rise, they carry more strength, more compassion, and more wisdom than before. This endless cycle of death and rebirth is written in their soul. Shadow alchemy also gives Scorpio the ability to hold space for others in their pain. Because they have walked through the fire, they are not afraid to sit beside someone who is suffering. Their presence carries a quiet strength, a reminder that even in the darkest night, dawn will come. This is why many people, without even realizing it, feel drawn to share their secrets with Scorpio. They sense that this sign knows something about survival, about transformation, about making light out of the heaviest darkness. So when life places a Scorpio in front of great challenges, it is not punishment, it is training, it is initiation. Each struggle is a sacred forge where their spirit is tempered like steel. Scorpio does not just survive the storm, they learn to command it. And once they have transformed their own shadows, they become a guide, a healer, a torchbearer for those who are still lost in the night. That is the first hidden power, the power of shadow alchemy. It is the secret ability to embrace pain, transmute it, and emerge not only stronger but luminous. It is the path of taking wounds and turning them into wisdom, endings and turning them into beginnings, and ashes and turning them into resurrection. This is a sacred power, and it belongs to Scorpio. Power 2. The power of soul penetration. There is something extraordinary about the way Scorpio sees the world. While most people only catch what lies on the surface, Scorpio has the rare ability to look beyond appearances, beyond masks, and into the very soul of another person. This gift is often misunderstood, sometimes even feared, but it is one of the most sacred powers that Scorpio carries. It is the power of soul penetration, the capacity to see the truth that others try so hard to conceal. When a Scorpio looks at you, it is never casual. Their gaze is not simply about sight, it is about perception. It is as if their eyes hold keys that unlock what is hidden deep inside. You may try to hide your emotions, to cover your intentions, but Scorpio feels them, almost as if your energy speaks louder than your words. This is not about suspicion or paranoia. It is about a spiritual sensitivity that allows Scorpio to pierce through illusions and touch the essence of who you are. Imagine standing in front of a mirror that does not show your reflection but instead reveals your truest self. That is what it feels like to be seen by Scorpio. Their presence becomes a mirror that cannot be deceived. It is not that they read your mind, it is that they sense your frequency. They feel the subtle vibrations of your fears, your longings, your secrets. This can be unsettling, even intimidating, but it can also be profoundly healing. For those who are ready, the Scorpio gaze becomes a kind of medicine. It is the moment when your own truth is revealed back to you, when you can no longer deny what is inside. Scorpio does not expose others to harm them. Instead, they reveal what must be faced in order for growth to take place. This is why so many people remember their encounters with Scorpio as transformative. They walk away feeling seen, sometimes for the first time in their lives. This gift also explains why Scorpio often senses betrayal long before it happens, or why they can detect lies without evidence. They simply know. Their intuition works as a compass that points toward what is hidden. This can be overwhelming for them, because it is not always easy to carry the weight of knowing, but it is also empowering, because it allows them to walk through life guided by truth rather than illusion. The power of soul penetration gives Scorpio the role of truth seeker and truth revealer. It is not a game of control, it is a spiritual mission. By seeing through masks, they awaken others to live with authenticity. By sensing the shadows in someone's heart, they invite them to heal. And by recognizing what is real beneath the layers of pretense, they bring depth into a world that often settles for the superficial. That is the second hidden power, the power of soul penetration. It is the rare ability to see into the unseen, to sense what lies beneath the surface, and to awaken truth in the hearts of others. It is not only a gift, it is a sacred responsibility, one that Scorpio was born to carry. Power 3. The power of magnetic presence. There is something impossible to ignore about Scorpio. Wherever they go, the atmosphere changes. It is as if the air becomes denser, charged with an invisible electricity. People may not understand why, but they feel it. This is the magnetic presence of Scorpio, a force that cannot be manufactured or imitated. It comes from within, born from intensity, mystery, and an energy that pulses deeper than the ordinary eye can see. This magnetic presence is not always loud. In fact, often it is quiet. A Scorpio can walk into a room without saying a word, and yet every head will eventually turn. It is the aura of mystery, the unspoken vibration of depth that draws attention like a flame in the night. Some are drawn closer, while others step back in awe or even discomfort, because they sense they are standing before someone whose energy cannot be ignored. It is not only about physical attraction, though Scorpios are known for that. It is more than charm or beauty. It is the soul's magnetism, the way their spirit pulls people into their orbit. This power can awaken hidden emotions in others, make them feel alive, make them confront feelings they have long suppressed. Scorpio carries the ability to awaken passion, curiosity, and truth in those who encounter them, often without even trying. The power of magnetic presence is both a blessing and a responsibility, because when people are drawn into your energy so easily, it is important to know how to guide that attention. Scorpio has the choice: to use that magnetism to control, or to use it to inspire. And the true essence of this power shines when Scorpio chooses to uplift others, to ignite courage in them, to awaken them to their own strength. This is when their presence becomes not just magnetic, but sacred. Power 4. The power of sacred silence. While many seek attention through noise and constant expression, Scorpio understands something profound. Silence itself is a force. In the stillness of Scorpio, there is weight, there is mystery, there is wisdom. Their silence is not emptiness. It is not weakness. It is a sanctuary. It is a temple where secrets are kept safe, and energy is gathered like water in a deep well. When Scorpio chooses silence, it is not avoidance. It is communion with their own soul, a way of listening to truths that words cannot hold. Others may rush to speak, to explain, to fill the air with sound, but Scorpio knows that silence carries more meaning than 1,000 voices. They understand that the most powerful revelations often come not in speech but in the quiet moments between words. This sacred silence becomes a shield. It protects Scorpio from those who do not deserve to know their depths. It guards their power and keeps their mysteries intact. It also becomes a cauldron of transformation, because in their silence, Scorpio is not passive. They are alchemizing. They are weaving wisdom. They are connecting with the invisible world that speaks softly only to those who are willing to listen. Sacred silence is also one of Scorpio's greatest gifts to others. When someone is in their presence, they feel that silence like a blanket, steady and unshakable. It allows space for honesty, for vulnerability, for truth to emerge. The ability to hold silence without fear is rare, but Scorpio carries it naturally. It is part of what makes them trusted keepers of secrets and confidants for those in pain. That is the fourth hidden power, the power of sacred silence. It is the rare ability to hold the unseen within, to guard mysteries, and to transform through stillness. While others may fear the void, Scorpio embraces it, knowing that within silence lies the seed of infinite creation. Power 5. The power of death and rebirth. No sign in the Zodiac walks so closely with the mysteries of endings and beginnings as Scorpio does. For Scorpio, death is never only about loss. It is also about transformation. Every ending becomes a doorway. Every collapse becomes a foundation, and every loss hides within it the seed of something new. This is why Scorpio is often described as the soul that dies many times in a single lifetime, each time emerging more radiant than before. To understand this power, imagine the serpent that sheds its skin. The old layer is cast aside, no longer serving, and underneath, a new form is revealed, stronger and more alive. Scorpio embodies this very principle. They are constantly shedding layers of identity, of relationships, of illusions. While others cling to what is familiar out of fear, Scorpio allows what must end to end, because they trust in the promise of what will rise in its place. This power of death and rebirth is not gentle. It is fierce. It requires courage to let go, faith to release, and strength to trust in what cannot yet be seen. Yet Scorpio carries this courage naturally, often without realizing it. They can face the storms of life head-on, knowing that even if everything crumbles, their essence cannot be destroyed. It will be reborn, like the phoenix rising from its ashes, luminous and unbroken. And this gift is not only for themselves. Scorpio also holds the ability to guide others through their own symbolic deaths. When people around them experience endings, heartbreaks, or losses, Scorpio becomes a beacon of resilience. Their presence whispers the truth. This is not the end. It is a passage. Through their example, Scorpio teaches that death is never the final word. It is the sacred beginning of a greater story. Power 6. The power of spiritual gatekeeping. Among all the hidden powers of Scorpio, perhaps the most mysterious and profound is the role of spiritual gatekeeper. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet that governs the underworld and the unseen. This connection grants Scorpio access to realms that most never dare to enter. They are not bound to the surface of life. They hold keys to invisible doors, the passages between the material and the spiritual, the known and the unknown. Scorpio feels the presence of energies that others cannot sense. They may receive messages in dreams. They may feel the whispers of ancestors. They may see beyond the veil of ordinary reality. This does not make them strange. It makes them guardians. They hold the power to walk between worlds, to touch what is hidden, and to bring back wisdom for those who cannot journey so deeply themselves. This gatekeeping role is why Scorpio is often both feared and respected. To some, their energy feels too intense, too mysterious, too close to the sacred shadows. But for those who are ready, Scorpio becomes a guide into transformation. They open the gate, not to trap, but to lead others into the depths of their own soul, where treasure lies waiting beneath the fear. Spiritual gatekeeping also means Scorpio knows how to protect sacred knowledge. They understand that not all truths are meant to be spoken to everyone. Some wisdom must remain hidden until the right moment, until the right person is prepared. Scorpio holds this responsibility with reverence, knowing that knowledge without readiness can destroy instead of heal. That is the sixth hidden power, the power of spiritual gatekeeping. Scorpio is both guardian and guide, both protector and revealer of what lies beyond the visible. They walk the edge of the worlds, carrying in their spirit the keys to mysteries that can transform lives forever. Now that we have traveled together through the 6 hidden powers of Scorpio, let us pause and take in the vastness of what this sign truly represents. Scorpio is not simply another zodiac sign. It is a sacred path, a calling, a journey into the depths of life itself. It carries within it the blueprint for transformation, the courage to face the shadows, the magnetism that awakens others, the silence that protects wisdom, the cycles of death and rebirth that teach resilience, and the mysterious role of guardian for the unseen worlds. Think about it for a moment. How many people spend their lives running from change, hiding from pain, fearing the unknown? And yet Scorpio was born to walk directly into those very places, to embrace what others avoid, to uncover the treasure that lies hidden in the dark. This is not a sign of weakness or fear. This is a sign of profound faith, of unshakable strength, of divine courage. The hidden powers of Scorpio remind us of something greater than astrology. They remind us of the universal truth that every soul carries the ability to transform, to rise, to transcend. But Scorpio embodies that truth with an intensity unlike any other. The Scorpio journey is not about avoiding challenges. It is about diving into them, learning from them, and coming out illuminated. It is about showing the world that pain can be turned into wisdom, endings into beginnings, silence into strength, and shadows into light. And for those who carry Scorpio energy in their chart, whether as sun, moon, rising, or even deeper placements, know this: you are not here to live a shallow existence. You are not here to be ordinary. You are here to reveal the extraordinary. You are here to transform yourself, and in doing so, inspire transformation in others. You are here to walk through the underworld of your own life and return carrying the fire that can light the way for those still lost in darkness. This is why Scorpio is often misunderstood, why its power can be intimidating, because true power is not about control. It is about presence. It is about the faith to stand strong when others tremble. It is about the wisdom to keep secrets sacred. It is about the ability to burn down what no longer serves and rise into something entirely new. Scorpio is proof that nothing is ever truly lost. Everything can be reborn. So, let this message stay with you. If you are Scorpio, embrace your depth. If you love a Scorpio, honor their intensity. If you have Scorpio in your chart, even in the smallest way, know that the seed of this power lives within you. These 6 hidden powers are not just descriptions, they are invitations. They are reminders that you are connected para the cycles of transformation, para the mysteries of spirit, and para the eternal truth that light is always born out of darkness. Carry this with you. Let it strengthen you in times of struggle. Let it remind you of your resilience when the world feels heavy. Let it inspire you, para rise from every ending, para honor your silences, para trust your intuition, and para walk with courage between the worlds of seen and unseen. For Scorpio, the journey never ends. It only deepens. And as we close this sacred exploration, let me leave you with a final thought to hold in your heart. The world may fear the shadows, but Scorpio knows the truth. The shadows are not the enemy. They are the place where the light is born. Thank you for walking this path with me, for opening your spirit to this wisdom, and for honoring the hidden powers that live within. If this message spoke to your soul, I invite you to continue your journey of discovery, to open your heart to even more revelations, and to dive deeper into the mysteries that the stars hold. Watch the other videos on this channel, for each one carries its own keys, its own truths, its own light waiting to be remembered.